what happened. Who cares?
Yeah. So I interviewed, this is all I'll say about myself, and then it's all about you from here on out.
Oh,
I booked this guy, and I booked two Brads in the same day, back in the day when I was doing 4 to 12 a day.
mm-hmm.
And so I had Brad Upton and Brad somebody else. And one had been on Dry Bar with like 1,400 views, and one had 14 million.
Oh
And I
no.
got the two of them confused. And I told the dude with 14 million that he had 1,400. I never heard the end of it.
Oh my God. Was it funny never hearing the end of it, or was it being a real dick to you about it?
Being a dick about it. And it's
Well,
like made it hard to watch his comedy now.
yeah, because it's like, I'm sorry, it's Dry Bar. Nobody cares. Those things crank out like fucking Chinese kids with the fake Gucci bags at a sweatshop on Canal Street. There's every day, there's like 8 new Dry Bars. Nobody fucking cares. Can anybody recognize you on the street? No. Dry Bar gives me dry pussy. How about that? That's my show, folks. Good night.
You guys, I know very few of you watch during the time that we're doing this, and that's fine. You're like voyeurs in the bushes. I get it. It's fine. So today's guest is a personal friend of mine, also a heavy hitter in the comedy world. Let me tell you her intro
Aw.
before I even say her name. They say the name at the end. Sounds so
Yes.
backwards.
No, you say
Her
it at the end because you got to build them up and then announce who it is. Because they're like, who is it? Who is it? And then it's like, oh, her. Damn it. I thought it was somebody else.
The girl with the dry pussy.
Yes.
From Dry Bar. Okay. Her intro is as follows. She is open for legends such as Paul Mooney. If you guys don't know who that is, you better start Googling. She
The
opened
king.
for Paul. Huh?
He's the king. No one will ever top Paul Mooney ever.
I want to hear all about this.
Sure.
And she's open for Andrew Dice Clay, and I saw that live here in Vegas. It was amazeballs. She has a new album out called Brutally Yours. Go get it. It's out on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon. This is the amazing, the one and only that you ever need to hear, Christy Miller. Woo!
Yay! Said no one ever. Yay!
Hi,
Well, I love
Christy.
that you. Hi, Mama. I love that you saw Dice in Vegas because that wasn't me with him. That was Eleanor.
I know. I thought about that after I said
That's
it.
okay. I've had people come out to me like, because I'm Dice's side chick. Like Eleanor's his main girl and I'm his side piece. I told him this. I said, I'm your side piece. And he started laughing. I go, I get the drip offs when Eleanor's busy. I get the phone call. Like I'm sloppy seconds. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just so funny.
We
I'll
have
take
to find
side
a
piece,
way
though.
we have to find a way to not offer, but just like, cough in her face, give her COVID, something.
Oh, she probably liked that. So that turns her on. Because she's great. She's from South Philly. So she
Yeah.
likes dirty shit. She likes gutter shit. So she's trash. And I live for Eleanor. No, she's everything. We just need Eleanor to move on to her own empire so I could step in on Dice's, death row tour, whatever his, soon to be retirement tour, his assisted living facility tour. Hello. I always wonder what Dice would be like in an assisted living facility. You ever think about that? Like if Dice was put in one of those places, hickory dickory dock. I was eating my bagels and lox. The clock struck 2. Sorry, I fucked it up. The clock struck 3. I dropped my false teeth on my lap right next to my cock. Oh! And the applause. Ah!
Oh, it would be so fun if he held a class and taught younger generations how to do what he's done.
He would just go up there and go, you suck, and then just walk off stage.
It'd be the shortest TED Talk ever.
Amazing. We just have to change it to Dice Talk. You suck. Gay! No, he's the best. I love him so much. I love him.
You said that he was great to work with. And
oh, he's amazing.
His persona is nothing like what he's really like, is it?
No. And I don't think anybody's is. We're all an exaggeration of the truth. That's what makes it funny. It's like, Hollywood isn't real, but we exaggerate it with special effects and like romance movies. That shit never fucking happens. I never go to a rural town in the Midwest doing a show, and then some hot, sexy cowboy who's built like a brick shithouse with a 10-inch cock and $1 billion in the bank is gonna find me attractive. Fuck no. He's going on OnlyFans and buying one of them plastic fucking bitches. He ain't dealing with 52-year-old washed up flappy pussy like mine. That never happens. I'm gonna do the real shit. So like everything's an illusion. Stand-up comedy, it's just we take what's really happening and we magnify it times 10, either ridiculous or crazy or whatever our take on funny is and what our point of view is. So it makes it more palatable to process. So when you talk about touchy subjects like political shit, gender shit, dumb shit, killings, shootings, everything, we put a twist on it so we can absorb it by laughing and process it in our brains. And then we can break it down and go, okay, now I can deal with the reality of the situation. But if we constantly keep canceling shit, no, you can't say that. That's bad. You're getting canceled. You're a bad person because you talk about certain subjects on stage. Then guess what? Nobody's going to grow. Nobody's going to learn. Nobody's going to absorb reality. They're going to stay in the little plastic bubble. They might as well wrap themselves in bubble wrap and kill themselves and stay locked. Everybody should just be locked in a prison cell. Why don't we fill the prisons up with normal people that don't want to function in society? Here you go. Here's your bubble. It's 4 walls, 3 hots, and a cot. This is what you get for your bubble, you stupid cunt. Now go to fucking work in the commissary, make 8 cents a day for your cigarette, and go, just shut up. Laugh. Life's short. We're all going to die.
Short.
So short.
Is there anything that, Christy Miller, is there anything that comedians say on stage when you're waiting to go up and headline that you just want to throttle them for saying it?
It's not so much the subject matter, it's who they are and their established point of view and their wheelhouse of delivery. I don't do political shit because I hate politics. I hate what it does to people because they don't understand what politics really is. They don't look at the reality of the situation. They all put their ego into it and take everything personal, and they get triggered off of anything that you say about them. Well, like, I'm a liberal, but you know what? I don't worship my president. I don't wear t-shirts. I don't have hats. I don't have fucking flags on my fucking Ford F-150. I can't even spell Ford F-150. So, it's just, I don't care. They're government workers. I don't care. I vote people in that stand on the policies I believe in and have them do their job. And if they don't, then the next election, I vote them out. It's easy. It's simple. It's very black and white, but everybody takes it so personal. They take it as an attack upon themselves. So I don't do that. I don't talk about that shit. I talk about things in my point of view, which I'm me, I'm more of a roaster, a ranter. I'm really, my rants make people get me mad on purpose just to watch me rant. And then they piss their pants. I'm like, why are you laughing? I'm angry. Like, because that's what's funny is you going off on somebody. It's hilarious. Like the Dry Bar and everybody else that I went off. But
have you ever asked yourself, why is it so much funnier when Lewis Black and you rant than other people?
Because that's our point of view. That's our established voice on that stage. That's us being ourselves. I don't think up in here. I write from down here in the gut. I get premises in my head or I write them down. I don't write the joke. I write the premise. And then I go on stage and I work it out and I let it come out and I record everything. I'm like, oh, that was great. Okay. Because I've been doing this 27 years. So it'll always come out. Yeah. And this is my glitz and glamour. Yeah. Good night. Nobody knows me. I'm a loser. Yeah. So, but it's like, I'll go and rant about it and then I'll listen to it back and tweak a couple things. Like, oh, I didn't thought of this. And, oh, I didn't like how that sounded. And I tweak it after a couple of times. It becomes the body of the joke. And then as time goes by, it'll grow or evolve into something else. I have bits I've been doing for 10, 15, 20 years, but because of time, those bits have evolved with the time. So it's like a current version of the old stuff, but it has all the new shit in it. It's like, and also I'm an older person. I have more years of experience under my belt. So my voice is going to sound different than it did 27 years ago when I started. So with that stuff, with writing and Lewis Black, like that's our point of view. You, Linda, you're adorable. You're an observationist. You know, you talk from your perspective, and it's just you doing observational humor, which is adorable. And you're so cute on stage. I just want to put you in my pocket and carry you around.
Thank you.
And you have something special, and there's not a lot. Like you are like, to me, you're like this up and coming little blossoming, like little Phyllis Diller, Joan Rivers, because you are of that woman of a certain age, but you do have a unique personality, and you have a unique look, and you have a unique experience in life, all the shit you've been through and the shit you're going through. So nobody can copy that. That's not replicated in a record company or at a production company. That's unapologetically Linda. So, and that's a voice that we don't have much of. So we need voices like yours, because this industry tells me I'm too old. Some clubs won't, but you're too old. Really? I get on stage with those youngins and I blow them off the stage. Is that why you don't want me on your stage? Because your kids that you think are funny can't follow me, or they don't shine, and it makes that throws the curve off. Well, that sucks to be you. This is a business, and I'm in the business of making people laugh. I'm in the business of getting people drunk and laughing, and that's what I do. So you need people like us and difference. And because we're women, it's even harder for us. But you would never, as I was getting back to you, you would never go on stage and rant like Lewis Black or me. That's not your style. So if you did it, it would come off weird. Back to your first question, how do you feel about someone that goes on stage and says something of a subject matter that makes you cringe? That would make me feel uncomfortable, because I know it's Linda not being Linda, but it's Linda being angry at something. And it's not the passion, which passion is positive. People think anger is passionate. It's not. Anger is resentment, a defense mechanism, an attack, an offense mechanism at the same time. And it's meant to hurt. When you come with passion and love, like all the crazy things I talk about on my album, Brutally Yours, that I shameless plug, that because I come from a loving, positive, we're all in this together, we're all family. I don't care who you look like, what you look like, who you sleep with, what you identify as. Are you cool or are you not cool? You know, are you funny or are you not funny? Those are the only two things I worry about. I don't care if he's a straight white male. That's the new taboo right now. I don't care if you are. Are you funny? Are you a good person? Then fucking come on my show, be a part of my life, because I love positive, funny people. And for me to do sweet, adorable stuff doesn't play, because it's like, why is China the wrestler acting like a lady? This is not right. This doesn't fit. You know, we like Cher on steroids better. We like Cheroids. So bring Cheroids back on stage. Yeah, I could bench 350, sweetie, with my tongue, you know, but so it's, you know, it's just know your voice, develop your voice. And in 10 years, you'll really find like what direction your voice is going in. Like, okay, this is who I am on stage. And then from 10 to 20 years, you're going to write for that voice that you took 10 years to develop. And then from 20 to 30, you'll start talking on stage about things in that voice. And by the time you hit 30 years, which I'm excited, because I'm at 27. I can't wait to hit 30 years, because that's another milestone. And just the leap that you take forward, the growth is amazing. So just know who you are on stage, and you can sell anything, and
That's
everybody will
amazing.
follow you.
So I was told by somebody that what I should do is I should talk about, I would be extraordinarily unique if I would talk about all the shit I've been through that I've forgiven.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything you've made peace with, because it's not anger anymore. It's not resentment anymore. Talk about that stuff, because it'll come from a lighthearted place. And yes, we come from a place of pain because that's what comedy comes from. We're all sad clowns. But you work through your trauma and you make your trauma work for you. So all my trauma in my life, I make it work for me now. I'm not angry at it. I'm not scared of it. I'm not resentful of it. I have no regrets. Well, I do have regrets. I didn't fuck enough people in Hollywood when I was younger. I should have sucked that dick. God damn it.
You missed one.
Oh, I sucked all the wrong dick. This is what happens when you suck all the wrong dick. 27 years and no one knows who the fuck you are. Ladies, suck that cock.
Oh my gosh. I had a guy tell me after I interviewed him that, well, during the interview, he said that I could be in his movie. And so like I waited a month and I wrote and I said, hey, what about that movie I'm going to be in? And he goes, yeah, if you get over here and get in bed with me.
Well, how much was the movie paying?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get that far. Homie, don't play that shit. I don't put out. I don't.
Well,
not
we're
even if you
going to
put.
teach you. Well, I'm going to teach you how to put out to your financial advantage. Okay. Because I learned from all my mistakes of not putting out to financial advantage. And this is where it got me. Shoot me. Yeah. And so you find out, show me the money. What's in it for me? I come to your house. What's in it for me? Oh, I'm in a movie. It's a small part. No pay. No, honey, this pussy's worth something. This is at least a SAG eligibility card. Like, just, at least give me my SAG eligibility so I could pay, not even the dues, just SAG eligibility. Now, go for that. Start small. But, but if someone wants you to put out, just ask them, well, what's in it for me?
Usually what I tell them is, oh, honey, I would wear you out. You know?
Yeah. Oh, honey, old pussy will wear you out, honey. Us old hoes, we know all the tricks. We didn't have OnlyFans and internet cameras to just jerk ourselves off to. We had to get out the Kodak Polaroid Instamatic and pose and then wait for it to dry. Oh, that one sucked. And I got to do it again. To hours and hours to get one good dick pic out of a guy. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have the technology to be whores. So what did we do? We're drive-ins with the speaker hanging in the window, rolled up, it's fogged up, your foot gets caught in the clutch, and you're fucking dying, and you're choking, you think you're sucking him off, and it's really the stick shift, and he's sitting in the back seat going, when are you getting back here? And I'm like, oh, I'm in fourth gear. So it's just, these young kids don't know nothing about that. They never had to struggle like we did to whore. They didn't fuck under the bleachers in the high school. They didn't do that. They didn't blow guys in the fucking locker room. Okay. Maybe I doth protest too much.
Have you ever given a blowjob while a guy's staring at a picture of Farrah Fawcett?
You have?
I just thought I'd have.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't be surprised. But usually the guys that when I was young, all the guys had Farrah Fawcett posters, but the guys that I think back, the guys I knew that had Farrah Fawcett posters were gay now. So they're all gay. Farrah Fawcett Majors made you gay. Honey, she was married to the $6 million man. I wanted to find out why he was $6 million, honey.
I am so attracted to gay men. How is that possible? Is it my radar's bent, or is it just that they're attractive?
It's because men are visual by nature. So if you're a gay man, you know what men want and you get your shit together. Gay men are delicious. They are so fucking hot. But as soon as they open that mouth and I hear, hey girl, you want to go get some turtles at the zoo? I'm like, what the fuck was that? I lose my erection. I'm like, come on, sister, let's go shopping, bitch. Let's go to Sephora instead. Fuck the zoo.
How come every time a male comedian imitates a woman, they just sound like a gay male? Don't they know how to do a better imitation of a woman than just sounding like?
Because they're all secretly gay. It's that one moment in time they can act gay on stage and not be called gay or fag by their boys. It's that one time it's safe. It's like that It's like that get out of jail free card. Hey, sweetheart, I was just doing a bit. Fuck that. I'm fucking pussy right now. Hey, queen. It's. I know so many male comics. I'm like, you sure you're not gay, girl? Girl. And they're like, no, bitch, I'm not gay. And I'm like, yeah, right. Everybody wants to suck a dick. I said, listen, I love dick sucking. It's beautiful. It's charming. It makes your man happy. So I understand, and they know what it feels like to get their dick sucked. So they probably want to, they know how it feels. So I think men are better at sucking dick than women because they know all the sweet spots.
Yeah,
So I think they
that's
all
true.
secretly want to.
I think so. I
I
think
know if
us.
I was born a man, I would have been the biggest top in West Hollywood, California. I would have fucked every fucking guy hard and then wipe my dick on his curtains that he got from Martha Stewart collection and walk the fuck out.
Are you open to doing a little of your Cuomo stuff, which is so hilarious?
Aw, I love my Andrew Big Daddy Cuomo. He can still get it. I'm sorry, he can still get it. He can get it. I am still a full-blown Cuomo-sexual. I really am. I love that man. I would suck all the sexual harassment charges out his cock. I would suck him off until he was like priesthood. I would suck all the sin out of that man's body. He is so hot. And I love the fact that he is no longer got. I was pissed because I'm like all these sexual allegations, and I'm like, wait a minute, how many women are in Albany? I didn't know there was that much pussy in Albany. What is everybody doing down here? Good. I'm like, yeah, ship them to Albany. I need some more dick in Manhattan, honey. And then you look at Manhattan and it's all gay men. I go, oh, that's why it's called Manhattan, because there's no women here. So they're all in Albany. So, and I'm like, this 62-year-old man is fucking grabbing ass with his arthritic hand, that stiff arthritic hand. So I guess until the Viagra kicks in, he just pokes him with his finger. Oh, it's so hot. And I'm like, it's just so funny. I was like, and that one bitch that his assistant, do you remember his assistant that filed charges against him? She went in the news and talked about, she went to his house to get his cell phone because he said his cell phone was broken. That old gag. My cell phone's broken. You want to restart it for me? And she fell for it. So she went to his house. First of all, it's after hours. You go into a man's house, a sexy Italian older man's house who grabs ass at the office all fucking day. What do you think is going to happen? Lasagna? No, bitch. You're getting harassed. You're getting fucked hard. So she goes upstairs to his bedroom. Mind you, he says it's on his dresser in his bedroom. So goes upstairs and goes to the dresser, and he comes around, and she said he grabbed her, put his hand up her blouse and grabbed her boob. And she got very triggered and upset, like, what the fuck are you doing? And I thought to myself, how do I get this job? I want this job. Is there a LinkedIn I can get for this? Is there a Craigslist listing I could apply for? I was like, shut the fuck up, you lucky whore. You're lucky you get that arthritic hand on your nipple. Fuck yeah, that's hot. I'm sorry. That is so fucking hot to me. Because I'm sorry, Andrew Cuomo could bang me like a screen door in a tornado.
Best line ever.
Thank you.
Do you remember the self-deprecating thing you gave me to use when you were at Gladys Simon's? You said something about my age. I had come from back when the earth cooled. So funny.
Thank
Oh
you.
God.
I hope you use it. It's cute because it totally works for you.
Yeah. I did this thing where I was talking about, you know, I go by Linda Marcus Smith, not because I'm a diva. I go by 3 names because back in time, people were so bad with 3 names. I'm still mad about John Wilkes Booth.
Well, you're just in a serial killer category now. John Wayne Gacy, John Wilkes Booth, Linda Marcus Smith, Melissa Joan Hart. What's some other 3 names?
Adolf fucking Hitler.
There you go.
and yeah, so I say that. I say, he pisses me, I say, yeah, I'm still mad about John Wilkes Booth. People laugh and I go, I gave birth to him. Screw it. Yeah. So anyway, you're in New York. One
Yes.
thing before we get to your talk about your special dropping and how people can get that and where they can see you, tell us from the Christy Miller point of view, what was it like for you personally, pre-pandemic New York, pandemic New York, post-pandemic? What are some of the observations and things you've overcome in those three little periods of time?
Well, pre-pandemic New York, I was on one trajectory and things were going really well. And then the city shut down and I felt like everything came to a halt. And all the momentum I was building and things that were developing, and like 2020 was going to be a good year for me because all the stuff I set up in 2019, and I was working with Dice again more regularly. Eleanor was doing a lot of her own shit and it was really cool. And I was, building up momentum here in New York, and I was working on just a bunch of stuff that we had in the works. And then shutdown hit and it just came to a screeching halt. So instead of being upset about it because, hi, it's a worldwide pandemic, people all over the world are dying and it's airborne, so you can't see it. It's not sexually transmitted like AIDS. AIDS was a traumatic pandemic as it was in the 80s, but people didn't care either back then because, oh, it's just gay people. It's a gay cancer. Fuck them. It's like, no, this is a crisis and it doesn't matter. And when it started affecting the straight community and the drug users, then people are like, it's an epidemic now. This is a pandemic. This is scary. Yeah, now it affects you. Now you want to do something about it. But you think gays are 3/5 of a human? Go fuck yourselves. So, but at least, we got tools for our gay community to try to help stop it and prevent the spread.
Yeah.
Because it was sexually transmitted. So it was easier to grasp control. When you can't see something that's going to kill you, like the COVID, that's how old I am. I do the COVID. When you get over 50, you say, did you have the COVID? Do you smoke the pot?
Did you suck the cock?
Yes. Oh yeah. But it's like, and then, things change. So when you can't see something, it's a little scarier because you don't know what it is. And so you hunker down. So I thought, well, I'm going to use my time wisely. I had all this momentum. Now, how do I do this? And my computer, I had an old Mac, so it wasn't up to par with the software, and the hardware in my system couldn't control all the new software coming out, all the streaming services, all the, the all that stuff. So like OBS, StreamYard, Raystream, even Zoom. My Zoom wouldn't work because my Mac was so old. So I got a new computer and started teaching myself every single streaming process. I sat for I barely knew how to send an email as of March 16th, 2020. After March 16th, from March 17th on, I taught myself I learned OBS, which was the hardest one. It's still archaic to me. It doesn't make sense. I get it, but I don't get it. There could be easier way, but whatever. And then I learned Restream, StreamYard. What was the other one? There was another streaming device. Then I learned Zoom, and I taught myself iMovie and how to edit. And then I got good at that. And then I graduated to Final Cut Pro. So then I taught myself how to use Final Cut Pro. And then I got into Adobe Premiere. So I took all that time learning this stuff. So I developed 3 podcasts. I would headline 3 shows a week once I got all that down. And we kind of got into, Zoom could be a thing for comedy. It didn't really start hitting hard until the fall of 2020 when everybody figured out, we can do this and make money. And like comedy clubs jumped in on it. So I was busier in the pandemic than I was pre-pandemic. And I was pretty busy then, but it's a different busy. So I wrote from December till April when we opened of 2021, I wrote a whole new hour and a half of material because I was doing so much. Like my spots were 20 and 30 minutes long, if not more, on Zoom. So I could just record everything and write. And you know me, I'm a ham. If there's a light and someone staring at me in a box, I'm going to do an hour. I don't give a shit. You're getting a show. I will give you a show. So it didn't matter if I was sitting at my desk chair, if I'm on the stage. So I did that and came back, and it was like a weird footing, like, oh, it's getting my sea legs again in public. Around, I did park shows. I hated them. I hated park shows because it was like that. You would tell a joke and you had a little speaker, and there'd be like a whole bunch of people like all spread out because they kept their distance, and it was all up Central Park. And then like 10 minutes later, the laugh from the joke you told 10 minutes prior comes back to you. So you have to really pace yourself like you are if you're in a theater or in an arena. You got to really pace yourself. So thank God, working with dice a lot, that I use that to my advantage, because I wasn't prepared for a park show or something like that. So I paced myself and it worked great. I had fun, but I had more fun on Zoom because I could record everything. I could listen back. I can write, had my notes out, and I would tweak notes as I would go along. And so I did a lot of writing. And then when I got out of it, once I got out of lockdown, then post-pandemic world, I got a record deal, a 4-album record deal, off of my Cuomo bit. My Cuomo bit got me the record deal. Thank you, Andrew Cuomo. I owe you a fucking ball lick later. So I'll tweak your little nipple barbell piercings. And so, I did that. And then I started, and and in the pandemic, working these clubs online, I found a whole new tribe. The people I used to roll with, I barely see or even know anymore. I had met a whole new tribe in the pandemic, and I tour with these guys a lot. We do a lot of shit in the South and the Midwest and up North and everywhere together. And it's like comics I've always known of, but we were never in the same circuits. Now we are. And it's really cool because I have a whole new tribe and a whole new family, and we really have so much fun together, and we look out for each other, and it's like a true family. But we're like, they're in Philly, they're in Jersey, some are in Florida, some are here, some are in Nashville. So we have this whole weird trifecta thing go, like this whole East Coast, Southeast thing going, of just comics that we bonded with in the pandemic. And it's just, I found it to be a blessing, the pandemic, because I really learned a lot about myself, that I am strong and that I'm not going to let the small stuff break me. Things like that I didn't take personally. I'm like, listen, the greater good of the man, I'm doing whatever I can to help my fellow man. And it didn't bother me. It still doesn't bother me. It taught me how it made a lot of people went crazy because they hated their lives and who they were, and things didn't turn out the way they thought it would, but they were in denial up until the pandemic that they still had more time left. And when the pandemic hit and in lockdown, they realized, oh, fuck, I hate my life. I hate my family. I hate my job. I was supposed to be this, and now I'm in my 50s and I'm nothing. And they got very resentful, very angry, very like, kill everybody. You took my job. They're coming to take my gun, and all this crazy shit they talked about. And they went nuts, and they literally went crazy in their own head. And and some of those people were really close friends of mine. I don't talk to them anymore because they went too dark down a weird rabbit hole that didn't need to happen, but it needed to happen because maybe they needed a wake up call, but they weren't ready. It was like the pandemic was like that intervention that people needed. And some people, like some addicts, like, get out of my house, leave me alone. You're all trying to attack me. Get away from me. And they run. That's what a lot of people did. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I gotta change things. Like, so many beautiful things came out of people getting creative in lockdown. I saw amazing projects, amazing businesses start, things people really put their creativity to work and became entrepreneurs because they were forced to. How cool is that? That's amazing. So
cool. Speaking of intervention, have you ever seen that show?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see the episode with the Duster girl?
No, I only watched it once. It was hilarious though.
This girl, you got to Google Duster girl on intervention. Naturally, the funniest person I've ever heard in my life. She was high on Duster.
Oh my God. That's okay. I'll look it up when I get done. Oh, that's funny.
I hope she's still alive because she was pretty hooked on it.
She probably isn't. Actually, no, sometimes those people that have done drugs so long, that's what keeps them going. Like if they stop, they'll die. Like
Yeah.
their body is adapted so much to that toxin that it's almost like they can't, because everything is shut down and other things have compensated, things have taken over and shit has changed. It's fucked up their system, that I think they would die without it. That's why I think some
Absolutely.
of them need to just keep them locked up and high somewhere. We don't.
Have you ever done comedy for the troops?
No, but I would love to.
Oh my gosh, you've got to do it. They haven't lived till they've heard you.
Right? Hello, I could end the war in one set. Just put me in front of Putin. Let me do a half hour. That guy will surrender, cry, shit his pants, drop dead of cancer, come back to life, and apologize for all the shit he's done when I get done with him.
We got to bring Hitler back to life and let him at you.
Oh, I would destroy that little man. That little fucking. I bet your mustache is as small as your dick, you fucking asshole, but you got balls the size of fucking Austria. Jesus Christ, the balls on this guy to pull off what he did.
Talk about your special. Let's sell it.
Yes, Brutally Yours. It's an album. It's all audio. I have a 4-record deal with a record company called Realize Records. I love them very much. It's like they've been around for about 30, 40 years and something like that. And they're mainly a music label, and they branched into comedy about 8 years ago or something.
Mhm.
And they do a lot of comics, and I'm really happy. And it's on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. Follow me on there, stream it, Amazon Music, Tidal. Everywhere you stream your music, you'll find it. So please download it. It's, keep me from being homeless. It's Brutally Yours. And get it
Where
now.
now I'm going to go buy it as soon as I get off here. So where do you make the most money? Do you make more money on iTunes, Spotify, or Amazon?
I don't know exactly, because I'm gonna say probably iTunes,
Okay.
but anywhere you guys stream it gives me credit, because I have to get it out there, because the record company, I got to call them this week about the Sirius deal to get it on Sirius if they bought it or not. Usually takes like a
Nice.
month and a half to finish that up. So
Have you ever been on Howard Stern?
no, and I've never been next to him either. Good night. Thank you.
I want to see rip Howard Stern apart.
Oh, I would just like to sit there and just go off and have him dying laughing.
You got to get on Howard Stern. That's got to happen.
Well, someone's got to blow him for me. Let's do this.
The next guy that does an impression of a woman and sounds gay, I'm going to make him do.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Where are you going to be performing so people can come and support you live?
Oh my God, where am I? I forgot. I have a really weird schedule this month, because I had a bunch of like other kind of project stuff scheduled this month. So like tonight and next Saturday, I'm at Greenwich Village Comedy Club. I am doing a secret show at 8 o'clock Sunday the 21st somewhere in Brooklyn. Don't know the details of that because it's a secret. Apparently it's a secret to the comics too, because I have no fucking idea where I'm going. And I'll be in upstate New York June 10th in Rensselaer near Albany. Hi, Big Daddy Cuomo, I'm coming for you. I'll be headlining up there. And then June 9th or June 15th, I'll be at the headlining the Candlelight Theater in Delaware with my opener will be Aaliyah Janine and Latisse. Oh fuck, what's Latisse's last name?
Mitchell.
Thank you, Latisse Mitchell. I love her too. So that'll be a great show. Come on out if you're in the area. Nobody really is, but
Cuomo will be.
Well, I'll drag him. Come on, Big Daddy, get in the case. Come on. Well, I'm so happy he's not governor anymore, because now I have a shot. Like he's not in the limelight anymore. Nobody cares. I'm not fighting hot celebrity bitches that are trying to bang the governor of New York City, or New York State, I should say. And now that he's nothing, now all I have to do is fight Peggy from Trader Joe's, so I could beat her ass big time. I could totally take that bitch. So Cuomo, I'm coming for you, Big Daddy.
You just need to be careful that Peggy doesn't know how to sling bags of potatoes.
Oh, bitch, I got brass knuckles. She'll die. She'll die. But if you guys love me, follow me everywhere at Christy Miller Comedy. I would love that. I'd love to see your faces. And if you hated me, I've been Kathy Griffin.
Christy Miller, you're amazeballs.
I
Love
love
you
you,
lots.
Linda. I love you, love you, love you, girl.
Bye.
Okay, bye.